Whether he has friends and family in the crowd tonight or watching at home, I know a lot of people are proud of this young man. He's worked so hard to achieve this goal.
Yeah, and the future's bright for him, Greg. Not just tonight and not just this season, but for years to come.
Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for Ilyasova. And Utah has possession. Outside Holiday. Here's Burks, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Boy, for Alec Burks, he really started to put it all together in his third season. He doubled his scoring average, shooting percentages up. In last season, a strong start, but a shoulder injury cut short what I thought was going to be his best season yet.
Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Detroit. And Burks hits 2 free throws. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push. Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Jennings kicks to Meeks. Jennings drives in. Jennings with another miss.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction.
And for the Pistons, they seem to have a direction. And
Pistons trail by 4. Jennings runs the point with Jackson flanking him. Aaron Baines out there with Ilyasova. And it's Morris in at the small forward. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. Jennings has gotten just 1 of his 4 attempts from the floor tonight. Shoots the 3. The offensive rebound. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Marcus Morris picks one up there. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
We got a storyline here. If it goes on for the rest of the game, it could be all those points they're getting at the foul line.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
The try by Jennings, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Hey guys, Brandon Jennings, some people love his chaotic game. Some can't stand it. One of the more polarizing talents in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever shoot for an efficient percentage or become a lockdown defender, Kevin. He's an offensive catalyst. He pushes the action, and he'll go on scoring binges, but I think he does more good than bad with his style of play.
Gobert, he's checked in for Withy.
And talking about Brandon Jennings, he has an endless bag of tricks. Keeping the ball literally on a string, makes behind the back, no look, and off the backboard passes few players would even try. That unpredictability, though, can make him difficult to check and often forces defenders into positions from which they can't recover.
Jazz leading by 4. Favors dishes to Holiday. From deep three-point range, Ilyasova comes up with the rebound. The Pistons shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them.
You know, Brandon Jennings is that rare type of difference maker, a guy who can jumpstart your offense without turning the ball over. That's a valuable asset when you're trying to line up the W's.
And the Pistons making a change here. Caldwell Pope checked in. And Utah also making a switch. Burks is checked in. Here's Morris. Goes up again. Rebounded by the Jazz. Favors has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Holiday, no one around him. No good. And it's Detroit the other way. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road like that.
Oh, and what a feeling it's got to be as we get to see the very first NBA bucket from Holiday.
You know, and there we have it, the first taste of this young man's scoring prowess, showing he can handle NBA defense.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's the NBA that's going to have to show it can handle him, not the other way around. He's ready.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending it.
Well, with Freak Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And, Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school, and he could be on the NBA clock.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor, and Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve in his family. And we've reached halftime in this one. Jazz lead by 7. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills.
All right, men, we've done a good job in the first half of taking the momentum and being assertive with our style of play. First thing to talk about is our offensive rebounding. It's been steady. I like the effort I'm seeing out there. Let's keep that a point of emphasis. I want even more second chance points in the next half. Something I did like? Well, a bunch of times we forced a turnover that led directly to a bucket. I wouldn't mind seeing that happen a few more times after the half.
Ladies and gentlemen,
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
A nice quarter for Burke.
Baines, he's checked in for the Pistons. Jennings comes in for Jackson. Jeff Withey, he's checked in for the Jazz. Freak comes in for Trey Burke. Well, what a second half of the season it was for the Jazz. After the All-Star break, they went on a rampage.
And the catalyst for that was the defense. I mean, very few opponents got to triple digits against the Jazz after the All-Star break.
So on the floor for Utah, Burke's the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Jeff Withey is out there with Gobert, and it's Holiday in at the point. Jennings against Holiday. Here's Drummond. Rebound, Utah.
And for the Jazz and their defense post-All-Star break, it helped them in their big second half run. How about a 422 field goal percentage against after the break?
Pistons trail by 13. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Here's Baines. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Baines has got 6.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
And, you know, you were talking about the field goal percentage against for the Jazz. It was the third best in the league after the All-Star break. That's field goal percentage defense. They allowed the fewest points in the NBA after the break as well.
The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Baines has got 4 this quarter.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Fooled the D with the pass fake right there.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
And here's Jennings. He's got 5. Taken away by Holiday. Gobert with it. And Holiday kicks to Hayward. Back to Holiday. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And, you know, Utah might not have finished 500 on the season, but they did finish 500 against the Eastern Conference. Went 15-15 last season.
So for the Pistons, Johnson, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Jody Meeks comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Then for the Jazz, Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Withy. Hood comes in for Brooks. And it's Dante Exum in for Gordon Hayward. And for the Jazz, getting those wins, Greg, out of conference, you were just talking about that, was a big key for them. Helps them keep pace, Clark, in this rugged Western Conference.
And I thought the Jazz got better and better as the season wore on. They started slowly against the East last year, but won 5 of their last 6 out of conference.
Drummond passes to Blake. Here's Baines. Yes, and it's Blake picking up the assist. Blake's got 3 assists now in this one.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
And Holiday kicks to Gobert. Gobert with a screen for Exum. Back to Gobert. It's intercepted. There's a minute left in the third quarter. Holiday brings the double team. Drummond with it. He's guarded by Booker.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Fires top of the key. The shot by Holiday, no good. Pistons trail by 9. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the third. Shots good by Baines.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Holiday dishes to Gobert, and it's sent back by Drummond. And he recovers it. Outside Holiday. Again, Holiday missing. Johnson attacking. Blake passes to Drummond. Here's Johnson. The layup off target.
No one to blame on that one but him.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons.
The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, and they got pushed down.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond.
Well, Andre Drummond asserted himself in a big way in this game. He is a terrifying presence, and tonight he was fully motivated and engaged. His rebounding on both ends of the court has always been sensational. The man was just a monster in the paint.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. You get jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.
On some chill, we go 0 to 100.